Hi everyone, it's Addie. How is everyone doing? I hope you had a very successful stitchy week. I'm back. As you may know, this is a channel about my documenting my passion, which is cross stitching, sometimes quilting, and other times other stuff like card making or scrapbooking or whatever, although I haven't scrapbooked in years. Anyway, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm thankful that you're here showing me support in my documentation, my journey of cross stitching with my projects. If you're a new visitor, welcome. I hope you enjoy what you see and hit the notification, like, and subscribe button. That's how it works. That's how it works, right? Getting subscribed so that my videos can be shared with others and get known, and hopefully we can all enjoy this journey together. So let's move right along. I have no finishes nor any fully finishes or anything like that. No finishes. Close, but no finishes. I do have 2 new starts. So the first start I have is the Year of the Dragon SAL. It's hosted by Samantha the Huga Stitcher and Erica Fibers and Floss Canada. So they decided to host Dragon SAL, any kind of dragon once it's a dragon, and it's hashtag Year of the Dragon. Because of course the new year was February 10th and that's when it started. So of course I jumped along into it. Why not? Let me tell you the stress. Let me tell you the stress that I had with this particular pattern. It's not that I didn't like the pattern. I liked it, or else I wouldn't have bought it. It's the misinterpretation between the connection of my brain and the actual wanting to have the look I wanted. I'm not giving up though, so just letting you know. What am I trying to say? First, let me show you if I have a picture, because I keep on forgetting to think, and I don't know how to insert. That's one of my future endeavors, learning how to edit and insert pictures. And you will know the minute I find out, because I'll be like, look, I'm all over it. Anyway, I don't have a better, here it is. This is what the Year of the Dragon is supposed to look like. So when I first saw this, I envisioned this on black fabric with with metallic, but I couldn't figure out what metallic. So do I have the metallic here still, or did I put it away? Okay. So at first I had pulled out this shell black. Oops, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was hitting the thing. I'm not changing that because then I'm gonna mess up the whole video. I am sorry, I didn't mean to make you dizzy. So at first I had wanting to do it on black casual linen, and I decided to use this petite treasure braid, which is PB668. Isn't it gorgeous? I mean, look how beautiful. I mean, when you sit down and you think this on top of this is beautiful, right? And I started it, and I must have done like 12 stitches. You can't even see it. Let me see if I have a baby board so I can push it. You can't even see it. Look, see? I just didn't like the way it was laying. I didn't, there was something about it I didn't like. So I tossed that aside, and I decided to try it on 20 count black Ada. So here it is, right? And again, there was something about it. It just looked like confetti sitting on top of the black. It just was not. I mean, I tried it there, and then I realized I made a mistake. So I started in the middle, just do a middle start, right? I just didn't like the way. I mean, the idea is there. Maybe if I had kept on, but I don't know if it was my eyes and the reflection of, my glasses with the magnifying light and everything. I just was not enjoying this. And I was like, you know what? Let me try. I don't like this. I mean, in frustration, I actually threw this across. across the room. That's how frustrated I was with the way the cross stitch was going. So then I decided, you know what? Let me just see what I have. And I remembered I had this beautiful 28 count opalescent Lugana called Shimmering Seas from Under the Sea Fabrics. This is, and I had this hank of Mose silk in black. I mean, you can't go wrong. I messed up opening it because I had never opened a hank before, and then this is one of those plastic bobbins that I just popped a bigger hole in it. So yeah, anyway, and this is what it looks like now. Look at the shimmery, isn't it gorgeous? And look at it, isn't it gorgeous? So I worked 2 days on this. I worked Saturday and Sunday, and I stitched 906 stitches. I want everyone to know that all of my stitches are, I'm stitching the amount of stitches I'm doing because I'm part of the WIP Warriors Great Aussie Road Trip, and of course the category I'm in is I'm having to stitch a lot. So, which I'm not complaining because I'm enjoying seeing progress. So again, Year of the Dragon SAL, hosted by Samantha the Huga Stitcher and Erica of Fibers and Floss Canada. Then following, let me put it all back, because if I do not put it back, I'll be wondering where everything is at. So my thought about the black Ada or Cashel, because I'm not sure which, is I am going to look for another dragon, and I'm thinking I'm going to either try this red, because you see this looks better, this red, or maybe a teal, like a greeny teal, like an aqua. Yeah, so I think it would look good. So I'm not tossing it, but I do have to frog it before I start using it again. Oops, sorry about the zipper. My next new start is part of the club, the Biddy Bowl Club. This is a subscription where you get monthly, and when you get it, you literally get all of the embellishments and finishings and, you know, finishing and the Ada, the cloth, the fabric. You do not get the floss. You have to get that yourself. The first month, which is this one, which is February, because it just started, you purchase extra, you purchase the bowl. So this is, you know, how this picture, this is how it's supposed to look when it's completed. See if you can get a better close up there. I started this a day or two ago. It is, and of course, because it's part of the February, I wanted to get it done before, you know, worked on before February's over. And it's a new start. So it's basically being stitched on, I still have a string. Sorry, I'm trying to tuck the string. I think I've told you before, I set the timer with these small ones. Although I didn't put with the small ones. I set the timer with the small ones, and once it's done, I just drop it. So wherever the needle is that I do have some trimming, but this is where I'm at right now. Excuse me. This is where I'm at. And it's different. One, because even though I like to stitch by hand or sew by hand, I forgot how the phrase goes. This is a little too small, so I'm having, I tried putting it in a hoop. I think you can see the hoop ring, but the smallest hoop I have, I think, is like a 4-inch hoop or something like that. And yeah, so I'm not saying I'm not completing it. What I am saying is that I am going to have to figure out if I want to continue stitching on that particular fabric or if I want to get a different fabric. So the following WIP that I have, now this one is drama, okay? Listen, have you ever seen a grown woman cry over stupidity? Because in a way it was stupidity. My math was not mathing, okay? This is counted cross stitch, and for some reason I couldn't count. I don't know, excuse me. I don't know if it was the transition of one page to another page. I don't know what it was. In all honesty, I really, really don't know what it was. All I know is there was a major boo-boo in this project. And it was so bad that I had to frog. And when I say I had to frog, I frogged. I'm thinking I frogged maybe 300, 350, up to 500, because I wasn't counting. I just was ripping. I mean, so what am I talking about, Adi? What are you talking about? Because you're talking and you're telling everybody your drama, and it was a drama. It was heartfelt, because you know how, ladies, you know how it is when you're getting into this project and you're stitching and you see the project growing and growing and growing because you're putting, you know, thread to fabric, you know, and you step back and you realize all the way over there you made one counting error and you screwed the whole thing up. So how do you figure out? Do you fudge it? Do you start over? What do you do? I was trying to fudge it when I realized my error, and it just made the error bigger. So what project am I talking about? I am talking about Shannon Christine's Morning Glory Manor. This is the first sampler I have done. I think it's the only sampler I have besides the Quaker that I've ever done. Isn't it beautiful? I am stitching this on a 25 count Lugana called Maize, or Maize. The last time I showed this, let's get this picture thing. The last time I showed this, this is where I was at. So what was I whining and complaining about in counting error? Do you see from this flower right here all the way to over here? Yes. Can you see it? This flower right here all the way over here, I had to frog. Yes, I did. That's a lot. All because I couldn't count. I did not recount the stitches that I frogged, because I figured they were already counted for, right? I stitched a total of 1,943 stitches, and again, not including the ones I frogged and restitched. I stitched on this for 3 days, and this is where I'm at. I don't know if you want to see the whole thing. This is the whole piece. And then, so you see, I fixed somewhere along here. I added an extra row, so I was actually higher. Even this leaf was up here. This leaf was up here. This flower, which flower? Yeah, this flower was all the way down here, so I had to raise it up. And then I included this flower, which I didn't count. So I'm pretty sure I stitched more than, closer to 2,000 stitches on this one. I used this for both my WIP Warrior, the WIP Warrior road trip, Great Aussie road trip, and for the Steadfast Stitcher, who's also Crafts and Books on Facebook. She does a monthly acrostic, and this year was this month's word was leap year. Because this house the alphabet, you know, I got most of the letters from out of the alphabet. Also, if you see right here, there's initial and initial. I am going to be putting my initial on my husband's initial, and that is an A and an E. My name starts with A and my husband's name starts with E. So that covered for the leap year word. And of course it was 200 stitches a letter. So I ended up stitching, you know, almost 2,000. I'm saying 1943, but I'm pretty sure it was closer to 2,000. I'm not complaining. I'm just excited to see the progress. And I'm pretty sure that I'll be pulling it out for the next acoustic because it makes it easier. I know some people call it cheating. I'm trying to find a way to rotate, to make a rotation in my project, in my WIPS. I lied to you and to myself. My past me lied to my future me, and now my present me is very disappointed in myself because I was like, I don't have that many WIPS. I don't have that many WIPS. Guess what? Between the new starts and the old WIPS that I haven't touched since when I first started, because I was moving on to something new. So I will start a project, stitch on it for 4 or 5 days. Something new came out. I'll put that one aside and pick up a new one. I think I have around 20 WIPS. You let me know if you like a WIP parade. Also, for those of you who don't know, like my friend Caroline, who's in Canada. Hi, Caroline. A WIP is a work in progress. An FFO is a fully finished object, and an FO is a finished object that's not fully finished. Miss you, chica. Anyway, moving along. I have Hands-On Design, a year of celebrations. This is part of the 12 by 12 and New Year's hashtag. How is the hashtag? The hashtag is hashtag NY 12 by 12 NYE. So I am working on February. And I'm getting close to a finish. I think that's why I started eating the bitty bowls, because I'm getting very close to a finish. Sorry about the zipper. I forgot to open. I forgot to unzip it. So let's set it up. And I was doing the little bitty thing right here. So this is being stitched on a 32 count raw silver opalescent by Belfast, or Belfast linen, or however you call it. Yeah, I'm bad with the names. I have to ask someone in the professional, in the wholesale retail industry who sells this, exactly how this is called. Or if anybody knows and wants to share with me how exactly is this particular linen called, I would greatly appreciate it. The last time I showed this was right here. This is where I was at. I stitched 660 stitches. This is where I'm at. Look at it, pretty shiny. I worked 2 days on this. Isn't it pretty? I'm super excited about it. It's moving along. I'm almost finished completed with that one. And then once I'm complete with that, I will be continuing to move on to the following little calendar, which will be March. And of course, I'm also doing the bitty bows. So yeah, I'm trying to build up on my. And finally, my last WIP. It is, let's see if I have it here. It is Maidens of the Season. let me change it. Oops, let me move unlock it so I can show you a better picture. It is not Maidens of the Seasons. It's Mermaids of the Season. It was part of the Mermaids of the Season SAL, hosted by the designer of Bella Filipina, which is Dren. I think, did I say that? Yeah, Dren, Adrin, but they call him Dren, and Fibrelicious Yummy Arts. When I last showed this particular, I was here. When I last showed this, I was here. I was missing this side and I was missing the other side. And also I had just discovered, is it showing on this one? Yeah, because I ripped it. I just discovered that I was over here, so I had to frog the entire border. And I'm loving this. Let me see if I can show the whole thing so we can all appreciate the gorgeousness. I'm still almost not. This is where I'm at. So I completed the entire frame or border. I completed, this is not part of the pattern, but I wanted to include this because I think it's beautiful. I just like the way it looks. I completed this one. I started working on the Winter Mermaid. So that's her tail. And yeah, look at this gorgeousness. Look at the beads. Look at that. That's spring. This one is summer. And then this one is autumn. Look how gorgeous autumn is. And of course, I'm working on winter. So I stitched 791 stitches on her this week. And I am super excited. I am going to work on her a little bit more today. That's part of the plans. Moving along, right? That's all my WIPS and part of my plans. But before I start telling you what my plans are, I stitched a grand total of 4,471 stitches this week, between last week, Friday, and yesterday. So the past 7 days. And I am so like blown. I am mind blown. But you know, this is my passion. And honestly, this is how I keep myself in the right mental space. There are times I can get a little on the depressed side, especially this last week. I tried very hard to be happy and be distracted. On the 12th of February, it was my mom's 12th year of her passing, and she, you know, her losing her battle to breast cancer. And my mom was my ride or die. We fought like cats and dogs. But the same way cats and dogs fought, they cuddled and slept together. She was my mom. I loved her. She loved me. And as I got more wiser and mature, I realized her action was just all based on love. And once I understood that, our connection clicked. And, you know, it brings peace to my heart that I was able to spend the last days with her. I was able to take care of her and spend the last day with her while she was at hospice in her home. There were days where she held my hand while she slept, and I slept on a chair next to her just because I wanted to spend as much time as I could with my mom before she passed. So a week like today, I am so, a week like the past week that passed, I am so thankful that I had my cross stitching, because it was able to distract me from the sadness of my missing her. And at the same time, I knew that she's around there somewhere looking at me saying, wow, that looks nice. You're doing something I like to do also. Because I remember years ago, I must have been like 8, 9 years, and she tried to teach me how to embroidery. And I was doing pretty okay, but I was a kid. I was more interested in being outside and, playing baseball and climbing the tree versus sitting and stitching, right? So I felt very connected to her this week. And I'm thankful for the cross stitching because it's able to distract me from thinking of the sadness or missing her, and just focus on the positive, which is she's no longer suffering. She's here with me in heart and spirit, and I'm doing something that I feel connected to her with. Moving all that sadness aside, because I miss my mom. Who doesn't miss their parent when they had a very good connection with them? Because not everybody has a good connection with their parents. But who doesn't miss their parent when they're no longer there? I mean, I don't know. Some people, I think I was able to overcome the loss because I was able to be with her the last 3 months of her life, of taking care of her and her transitioning. So I was able to mourn her before she was gone, and now I'm just missing her. I miss my mommy. this 52, 53-year-old woman misses her mommy. Moving along, what are my plans? So this is what I've been thinking. Of course, plans are meant to be broken, and but they're a written down goal, and that's basically what it is. Remember a couple of floss tubes ago, I was saying, I'm gonna try doing, Modern Mondays, Tiny Tuesdays, Witchy Wednesday, or whatever Wednesday, Throwback Thursdays, Fancy Lady Fridays, Santa Saturdays, and Seasonal Sundays, right? Yeah, that's out the window. Completely out the window. Why? Because if a Thursday comes and I don't feel like stitching a Throwback Thursday, I'm going to pick up what I feel like stitching. So my next thought is, yes, I'm going to still be doing whatever I want, but I'm going to have some kind of, so I can rotate my projects. For example, the Mermaids of the Season were released on the 15th of October for 4 months. So the 15th of October, the 15th of November, the 15th of September, October, and November and December. The 15th of, right? So I'm thinking I am going to make it an effort that on the 15th of every month, I'm going to stitch on her. There are going to be other days that I will stitch on her. Like example, I plan to stitch on her today because I'm really liking the progress, and I'm stitching it as part of one of my assignments from my Great Aussie road trip with the WIPS Warriors. But my main goal is to make sure I touch her once a month, minimum once a month, which is on the 15th. Once that's done, I will slide something into it. My dragon one, which is a Year of the Dragon, I'm planning on touching that on the 10th of the month. Again, I might stitch on it some more, but on the 10th of the month, I will plan on do that. Let me write this before I forget. A Year of Dragon. And then mermaids. And then on the, of course, every day I'm going to be working on, I'm going to be trying to work on my one hour a day piece, but I might work longer. So like the Beady Bowl and the Rosewood Manor, Hearts and Flower, and the Hands-on Design Year of Celebration, I would be working on that somehow or the other, an hour a day, every day, because I want to get them done. I might even choose one day, choose one day and just stitch until I can get a bulk piece of it. On the 6th of every month. Again, this is a plan. 1, 2, I might stitch other days, but I'm trying to make sure I try to touch all of my WIPS at the moment. So on the 6th of every month, I will be touching Princess Eliana, which is Mirabilia, and Princess Eliana is part of the Princess Birthday Sal, hosted by Allison at the moment, and Cross Stitch the Globe, which is Stephanie and Allison, in honor of Allison's birthday, which is the 6th of January. On the 25th, I am going to be working, which I haven't, I think I showed her on my first floss tube, and I haven't showed her. I'm going to be stitching on Victorian Christmas lady or girl or something like that from Mirabilia Nora Corbett. This particular pattern I got off of the Hirschners, and they sell it as a PDF. So I will definitely be doing that. 2 more things I'm planning to do. I have planned 3 starts. Excuse me. I have planned 3 starts. One of the starts is going to be on Monday, and that is going to be, should I show you? Let me get the pattern and come right back. So yes, this is what I have planned to start on the 19th, the 14th, and the 19th. They are letters from mermaids from Nora Corbett. These are the initials of my granddaughters, Elizabeth and Isabella. So my plan is to eventually, is to eventually work on this on their date of their birthday. Or the day, or however you say. So yeah, I'm going to be stitching that on the casual white opalescent. I am thinking about dyeing it. I just haven't decided what colors. And this is the color, I purchased the called for colors for them. So this is one of my plans, and at the same time, I'm setting it on that days, because if I can rotate and get all of my, touch all of my projects, I know I will move forward and I can be able to finish and start other things. My next plan is for Stitchy Sunday. My beautiful friend that I met at 3 Stitches, Diane. Hi, Diane. She is stitching the Maidens of the Season by Mirabilia. I was able to get a working copy. The actual pattern I have put away in a safe and secure location, because in all honesty, I do not want to cause any damage to it. That is like a treasure. And you know, it's an heirloom piece. It's a treasure. You take care of it. You know, you put it up in safekeeping so that nothing happens to it. So I am planning to start that with her on Sundays. We're gonna video call and we're gonna work on that. And if she's not available to stitch on that particular Sunday, then I can work on Mermaids of the Season, which is I'm working on her today. So let's see how far. I do plan to stitch her on Belfast Silver Raw Opalescent, and I'm using all of the called for flosses except for the needle paints. I have no idea how I'm going to I don't know how I'm going to find those. So Diane has the original, because she had bought the kit when it first came out. So I was able to use, lay her flosses down and then find a conversion. And this is how my conversion is. So if anybody is interested, let me know. You can always take a screenshot. So that is also on my plans. And finally, I'm hoping that that we can you can join me. My plan is to start my own hashtag, my own SAL. It's, you know, February 29th, leap year, right? And everybody's doing leap years. You have the long dog silver leap year SAL. You have another one that's the regular leap year SAL. I'm just doing a leap year SAL. I don't know if I want to do it like froggy leap year SAL or leap year froggy SAL or whatever. My thought is if you can either excuse me. So yes, this is what I want to start my leap year with. It's Ella the Frog Princess. I figured with the frog on it, you know, frogs leap. Why not? She will be I would try to stitch her on the 29th of every month, but of course we don't stick. You know, plans are just suggestions. So sorry for the noise. Hold on. I had to pause right there. I don't know a floss tuber who doesn't suffer from itchy nose, frogs in their throats, or itchy ears. Because I think we all experience that. Well, and subconsciously we're aware that we're scratching. At the same time, we're not aware physically that we're scratching until after you finish scratching. You go, I think I just scratched. Anyway, moving along. So I want to start Ella the Princess Frog on leap year, which is the 29th. I am going to be stitching her on the Be Stitch Me Blue Moon, part of Fabric of the Month. Look how gorgeous this is. Look how gorgeous this is. Isn't it pretty? I mean, this is how she's going to look. These are her colors. Let me see. Can you see through the bag? Let me come up. These are her colors. No, pick it up. These are her colors. Isn't that gorgeous? They're gonna pop. So yeah. So if anybody is interested for a leap year frog, leap year frog, leap year SAL, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of them going around. I mean, there's I know there's a long dog leap year SAL, which is basically, you know what, those big long dogs, you can you have 4 years to finish it. Me personally, I'm gonna make sure I stitch on it on the 29th of every month. However, if I can work on it more, I will, because if I'm completed with her before the following leap year, then I can look for another froggy or another SAL, because I think I want to try the full coverage, and I'm using it as a leap year also. I'm thinking 4 years. So if I do, because I have her kitted up, in all honesty, I have her kitted up. I am just trying to figure out what count fabric I am going to use. I am a little scared, overwhelmed, because I've never done a full coverage. But I know me, I don't do anything, you know, like when I say I'm going to do it, I just jump. I jump right in. Just feet first. Let's go. Let's jump. Let's go. Do I have a picture of her? No, I don't have a picture of her. So I'll try to remember for next time to show, next week, to show you a picture of the other pattern that I plan to do for leap year. And that's that. I'm here looking to see if I can glance real quickly, but I don't have it. Why? I don't know. Another I thought I had it. So that's that. Literally, that's that. I've shown you my maidens of the season, which I plan to stitch with my friend Diane on Sundays. I've shown you my leap year. I've shown you the plans that I'm going to start on my mermaid letters of Mermaid by Nora Corbett. And now on to stitchy investments or mental health investments. Now I'm going to try my best to cut on my investment part because I have enough. I have enough for my collection. I have a stack of Mirabilia, and I have a stack of Bella Filipina, and not included all the other patterns I have on PDF, and all the, I think I said it before, my top 3 favorite designers or things to stitch is Mirabilia, Bella Filipina, and everything else. So yeah, so because of that, I think I'm going to kind of hold up. It's not going to stop me if I see something else, because I think I put in a pre-order for the new Mirabilia, which is amethyst. Why? I have no idea. I thought it was the color. I think it was the color that attracted me. And my birthday is October, so it's opal. I have to stitch it to see if it's really pretty or not, because in all honesty, she's ugly. Well, she's not ugly. The picture doesn't do it justice. So I'm telling myself, just like every other Mirabilia and Nora Corbett that I've stitched, that the pictures do not do it justice. I'm going to go on faith and say the picture does not do it justice for opal, because my birthday is in October and opal is the month. Anyway, going to keep on trying to not have too much mental health investments, because I have committed myself to so many things, and I'm acting like I have a bottomless purse, and I don't. I don't. I got her. Why did I get her? Because I saw her stitched, and it is it is beautimous. It is beautimous. It is beautiful and glorious. And so I got her, and I got the beads pack. And I will be looking for, you guessed it, a sparkly fabric for her. I also got her because she was in my wish list, and she's beautiful. I'm going to need to figure out the water lilies. I'm going to see if I can find them I don't think 1 to 3 Stitch had them, and 3 Stitches didn't have all of and of course I got the crystals and the beads. 3 Stitches didn't have all of the carry-ons. I am going to go to my local LNS, which is 3 Stitches, and see if they do have. And there's also ABC Stitch Therapy, so I'm going to go see if I can go probably later today, if not next week, to see if I can find the carry-on water lilies or something, a silk that's similar to it. On to my other thing. I joined the Country Cottage Ornament Club by Pine Mountain. I think it's Pine Mountain. This is one of the blocks. This is another. Tell me why I kept on looking at it and saying, nope, you're not going to do it. Nope, you're not going to do it. Nope, you're not going to do it. And this is in my house. So this is one of my monthly clubs. The Bitty Bows is another monthly club. The Be Stitch Me Silk and Fabric is another monthly club. The Under the Sea Fabrics is another fabric monthly club. And I just signed on to Oak Crowns by Fiber Arts Amy. So I think I have enough. I don't need any more. I have to stay off of Facebook. I have to stay off of Floss2. I have to stay off in the interweb. I have to stay off of Etsy because that's how I get in trouble. My final investment for this week is the series of Nora Corbett's stitching fairies. So I got this one, which is called the Floss Fairy. I got this one, which is called a Pin Cushion Fairy. Number 3 is the Needle Fairy. Number 4 is the Thimble Fairy. And number 5 is the Bead Fairy. And number 6 is the Linen Fairy. All of these are stitched with it says Crescent Colors, but I think that's they changed the name to Classic Colorworks. I'm not 100% sure, because yeah. So they're all stitched with that. I am trying to decide if I'm going to do half and half. Like, example, like her wing is very variegated. So I might invest on that thread for the variegation, and then everything else I'm thinking, you know, anything that's variegated, I'm thinking of. But I'm not 100% sure. I just think it is so beautiful. These are so pretty. They're so pretty. I mean, look at this one, right? Look at her wings. Could you imagine taking that iridescent transparent Krynic and stitching the wing part of it? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Anyway, that is all for now. You've heard of my plans, you've heard of my investments, you've seen my WIPS, you've seen my new starts. Remember, just keep on loving what you're doing. Keep on investing in your mental health, investing in yourself, because when you can do that, then you can, you know, give out more. You can pour out more. You can be a blessing to others. You can be kind. You know, when you don't take care of you, you become a grumpy old grouch, you know, depressed, miserable, not happy, you know. And then because you're depressed, miserable, and not happy, you want everybody to be depressed, miserable, and bitter. However, if you reverse that and you start thinking of ways to help yourself, improve on yourself, grow every day, input in yourself, whether it's through stitching, through reading, through exercise, through gardening, whatever it is. If you invest in a hobby, that hobby does something to heal you both in mind, spirit, and heart, you know? And when that happens, you become happier. And you're able to spread kindness and love and compassion and empathy with others. And that's what we're supposed to be doing right now in a world where everybody's so involved in their phone that they're so busy looking at that object that they're not looking at their surroundings. Being a beacon, being a light is what we're called to do. So take care. I'll see you next week. Stay safe. Bye.